Back. Thank you again for watching Sunday Brunch with Lubna. Thank you so much for being a part of the show and the great love and support you've given the show. हमारा नंबर है 855-886-6387 extension 4. ये extension बहुत ज़रूरी है अगर आपने हमारे शो तक पहुँचना है. You have to put the extension in. और of course आज हम बात कर रहे हैं obviously when you're getting your events कहते नहीं the flawless events you want to get done. We have the expert with us. और उसके साथ साथ आज 2 साल भी मुझे हो गए TV1 को join किए हुए. Amazing how the time just flew by. Before I continue with my show, I do want to tell you about Delivered Pharmacy. आप लोगों ने ज़रूर देखी होगी वेस्ट एयरपोर्ट के ऊपर. इनका मैं बताऊं Delivered Pharmacy के बारे में कि if you need your prescriptions delivered to your house, क्योंकि आई नो बहुत दफ़ा मसला होता है कि बच्चों के साथ उतर के जाना, फार्मेसी में लाइन में लगना, it does get a little bit tough. या ख़ास तौर से घर के बड़े बुजुर्ग हैं उनके लिए मुश्किल होता है ड्राइव करना या जाना उतरना. So they deliver to your house. So if you are thinking of भाई हमारी दवाएं हैं कैसे आ सकती हैं हमारे घर में, हमें जाना नहीं है, give them a call. Delivered Pharmacy, their number is 281-277-1071. Once again, Delivered Pharmacy, 281-277-1071. And अगर आप उन्हें contact करेंगे बताएंगे जी हमने TV1 पे आपके बारे में सुना है. They are going to give you free halal vitamins. And one more thing I want to let you know. ये भी मसला होता है कि डॉक्टर से कैसे हम बात करें, कैसे हम इंफॉर्मेशन दें. They will do all that work. आप खाली कॉल करके बता दें उनको कि भाई ये हमारा प्रिस्क्रिप्शन है, ये डॉक्टर है. They will do all the work for you. And they also have medical supplies. Anyway, खुदा न करे आप बीमार हों, लेकिन मैंने कहा बता दूं आप लोगों को Delivered Pharmacy के बारे में. और इस शो का भी बता दूं संडे ब्रंच का कि ये शो आप इस वक्त तो देख रहे हैं 11:30 which is obviously Central Time. ये रात को भी रिपीट होगा 10 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 a.m. tomorrow and then 1:30 p.m. तो 4 दफ़ा आपको मौका मिलता है शो देखने का. Anyway, बातें हम बहुत सारी कर सकते थे, टाइम भी हमारा बहुत तेज़ी से आज गुजर रहा है. Aslam, coming back to you, मेरे शो में I usually what I try doing is I also try bringing a topic because it's not just about sitting on TV and chit-chatting, but I think there's so many things we need to talk about.
Right.
And again, a topic that I wanted to talk to you because you're in a field where there's a lot of competition. And obviously, I'm in a field where there's a lot of competition. Well, not with TV1 because
Right.
we're the only ones here.
Exactly.
So that's definitely different. What I wanted to ask you was why people don't feel happy for the other person. Let's say you're in this field, for example.
Correct.
There will be people who will say things about it. Oh, this is not like that. Why do people have that problem? And what's the right word? लोग कीड़े क्यों निकालते हैं दूसरों के कामों में? कह रहा है उसका ऐसा है वैसा है. Why don't they feel happy? You know what? He's doing this or she's doing this. Let them do whatever they're doing.
Correct.
What do you think about that?
I think you should always have a healthy competition. First and foremost, I would say Deco Art's policy is one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that whenever you come in and have an initial consultation with us, we never follow up with you. Again, that means that if you're confident in Deco Art, then you come back and then my office will contact you after the second visit.
Okay.
Second thing is that you should never say anything negative about anybody. It's a competition out there and have a healthy one.
Right.
Everybody has their own style of doing it. And believe it or not, Deco Art is the one that agar hum log busy hote hain, to we have like 3 top vendors in Houston that we send our clients to. And they are our competition.
Wow.
So I actually totally believe in destiny. If it's meant to be, it'll come back to you, and if it's not, then it won't come back to you. So you should always think like that.
Right.
There are lots of people out there, and if you're not getting it, somebody else will get it.
Of course. And something you said that people also, for example, like the vendors, even though they're your competitors, you still give them business, which means a lot. Because many times people are like, oh, we're the only ones, we're the best or something. So that I think alone makes your company very unique.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a very good thing. Of course, आप भी कॉल कर सकते हैं. मैं नंबर एक बार फिर दे दूँ 855-886-6387 extension 4. टॉपिक ये है कि लोग जो हैं दूसरों को खुश नहीं देख सकते हैं. क्यों ऐसी वजह है? And if someone is doing something, why do we? And like you said, जैसे उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा कहा, a friendly competition is good.
Exactly.
So let's keep it friendly, right? And I think people forget that. And there's that saying that when you point at someone, 3 fingers are pointing right back at you.
Absolutely.
I think there's so many little things we can talk about, and the show can just go on and on. But I think people need to remember that. And एक और चीज़ which I really feel in जिसने if someone is doing anything, what they're going to do, they'll be able to do it.
Absolutely.
By you doing anything, it really won't make a difference. And if someone goes off saying things about you, oh, you know, this person did this, oh, you know, someone's talking and they say, oh, you know what, this person is doing this, or they're so bad.
Right.
So that person जो सुन रहा है उसको वो ये भी ख्याल रखे कि you know आज ये उसकी बात कर रहा है, कल वो मेरी भी ऐसे बात कर रहा होगा. So you have to watch out with those people. सही बात है. You know, and I bet a lot of people must be emailing right now, how did Lubna say that? But I think that's so important as a community, right. Especially Houston. And, you know, I'm sure other states are watching also. But Houston being a place where there's so many competitors, there are so many businesses where, I mean, even in one evening, there was like 4 or 5 events happening. Exactly. You know, so we have to remember, and talking about that, what do you think about people planning things out where there's not 4 or 5 events in one day? Because it gets tiring, you know. I mean, it's a lot of work, especially for you. If you have 4 or 5 things to attend, it must be crazy.
You know, I mean, we usually plan out 2 weeks ahead of time. Our preparations. A lot of people say, "Oh, तुम्हारे warehouse में पड़ा हुआ है, उठा के लेकर आओ," and stuff like that. It does not work like that, by the way. Right. So it takes us about a couple of weeks, 3 weeks prior to the event that we do the planning and all that. So. And we limit ourselves, although we can do a lot of events per day, we limit ourselves because quality it's better than quantity. Right, and I think that's important. It makes a huge difference. Right. Again, healthy competition, you send them to the other people, and I would say never say anything bad about anybody. You know, that's one of my things. Right, and you know, another thing I want to say, and again, the topic is obviously, you know, people not feeling happy for other people, but something where the kids are watching. And when I say kids watching, not the kids watching right now, I'm talking about even teaching children that. Exactly. You as a parent, if you're bad-mouthing someone, if you're saying something bad about someone, your kids are watching that. Absolutely. And then they start, you know, saying, you know, mom is saying this, that. So first of all, you shouldn't say bad about anyone, say anything bad. But if you do, don't do it in front of your kids. Exactly. You know, because, and then especially with families and friends, you might get into a fight. Right. You might badmouth someone or say something, oh, you know, we're not going to talk to them. But then when things fix up, the child will not remember that. बच्चा वो याद नहीं रखेगा कि सब ठीक ठाक हो गया. बच्चा सोचेगा, oh, that's it, it's for life. So I think these are little things, and these are little things today I want to give to my viewers to think about. And especially, you know, you're talking about friendly competition. What is something, you've been doing this for about 4 years now, 4 right? Years. Your company. And 5 years will be next year? Inshallah, that your company is going to be? Yes. What advice would you have for people when they are in any business and when they feel, not threatened, but they feel worried? कि देखो ये मेरे बारे में ऐसे बात कर रहा है, या they're trying to bring me down. What should they do? I think they should not worry about anybody. I'll tell you the very honest truth. When I got into this business, within the first 3 months, I heard so many people saying, "Oh, he will not be able to make it." Right. But with the support that I had with my family, of course, the prayers from all my clients. Right. You know, if you go on our Facebook page, Alhamdulillah, you'll see a lot of texts that I usually post, and you know, getting from my clients and all that. So. Don't ever give up. I would say, you know, just keep on doing it, and it's going to pay off. You know, your hard work always pays off, and the prayers always, your support from the family and friends, it makes a huge difference. That makes a huge difference. And of course, you can call in. Our number is 855-886-6387, extension 4. And I know the topic we're discussing, a lot of people are going to be hesitant to talk about that. Correct. Because they're probably guilty of doing it. Right. See, I can say that sometimes I feel kind of it's funny that when I'm saying these things, I'm thinking about the people who must be like, you know what, why would I want to talk about this? Right. But it's kind of important for our community to address these things. Exactly. And talk about these things. And especially living here in the U.S., there are so many people doing such amazing things. Right. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a business or whatever they're doing. But I think as a community, if we support each other, and it's not about financial support, just the words of encouragement, I think that goes a long way. Yeah, what do you think? You know, I truly believe in that. I'll tell you that a lot of people starts bad mouthing, oh, she didn't do this or he didn't do that. You know, it was not intentionally done. Right. God forbid if they do mess up in the event, you know, it's not like mujhe iska kaam bigarna, you know, and stuff like that. It just happened. It just happened. So I think move on, and you know, just like as a catering party, they transfer food or whatnot, and you know, their food gets spoiled. The food gets spoiled on the way. And, of course. You know, so it's not intentional. It's not intentionally done. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk more. We have another caller. Assalamu alaikum. Aap on air hain?
Lubna, assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. कौन बात कर रही हैं कहाँ से?
Lubna, this is Sabah. I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
on your success.
Thank you.
तुम जो topics लाती हो, the topics you bring, and the social issues, they really are changing the things here in Houston, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know, you're watching the show right now, and I think being 2 years, अभी मैं थोड़ी देर पहले बात की थी, that it doesn't feel like being on TV for 2 years, but the platform of TV1, being a part of it and bringing social topics that have to do with our community, I think it's just a wonderful feeling. And thank you for that, for those kind words.
Yeah, Lubna, I'd really congratulate you, and you continue bring these topics. सारे topics जो हैं, it's really the way you bring them, they're really important issues.
Thank you.
And I think they can change the way the people can behave in a better way.
I hope so. I hope so, definitely. And I think that's important. Thank you so much for your call.
And I wish you all the success.
Thank you. Okay, I think we got disconnected at the end. Of course, this was another call of ours, which is, I think, again, talking about topics. It's not like I'm going to change the world.
Right.
But I have had people, even when I was in radio back some time ago, long time ago, but even then I would get calls from people. Even right now, being with TV, when I get emails from people, which
right.
I never mentioned, how if it's made a change in their life. I did a Mother's Day show. And I had 3 different guests on it, and basically one was a mom of 2 children. There was a dad with 2 kids. There was a lady who had grandkids herself. And I talked about, you know, when you're mad at your mother, sometimes we just don't want to talk, whatever the reason, be it a mother-in-law or mother.
Right.
You know, and I think the prayers that people get from your mom and your mother-in-law, I think it really means a lot.
Makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So I had this caller actually email me, and then she met me and she said, you know, I need your number. I said, that's fine. And she called me and she said, you know what? I was unintentionally making this mistake. She actually had given an ultimatum to her husband,
right.
saying, it's Mother's Day. I don't want to spend it with your mom. You take me out. And then she said, you know, that day we were going to go out. And then I realized, you know what? मेरे शौहर की माँ की दुआएं. What I had said in my show exactly, कि you know, जो husband है, उनकी जो दुआएं होती हैं, जो सास की दुआएं बेटे को जब लगती हैं, in a way, you're benefiting from it, you know, and it's those little things that substance. When you talk about this, they make a difference. So again, it's not going to change the world, but hopefully, I hope these topics do make people think about.
Absolutely, I would say I'll tell everybody, don't say bad things about anybody. Just take it as it happens, and you know, if something goes wrong, it was meant to be, and if everything goes right, it's meant to be. It's meant to be, of course. And you know, at the end of my show, I usually say a very nice saying, which I think it's very close to a lot of people's hearts. That and I'm going to say it in Urdu, you know, जब कुछ गलत होता है, you know, हम चुप रहते हैं, you know, उसके साथ हो रहा है, हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, you know, हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो रहा ना, लेकिन जब हम ये चीज़ देखते हैं कि किसी के साथ हो रहा है और हम कुछ नहीं कहते हैं, और पिकल जब हमारे साथ होगा ना, then we're going to feel it more. Then we'll feel it. So it's really important कि जब कुछ आप गलत देखते हैं होते हुए, तो आप भी कुछ कीजिए उसके बारे में. Don't stay quiet because it's going to happen to you then. Absolutely. Anyway, we have another call right now. Assalamu alaikum. आप on air हैं?
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम। कौन बात कर रहे हैं, कहाँ से?
जी मेरा नाम फिरोज जिवानी है and I am the uncle of Aslam Jiwani.
Yes. So it must be wonderful to see your nephew on TV, huh?
जी जी बहुत खुशी हो रही है मुझे मेरे भतीजे को टीवी पर देखकर।
अच्छा।
और मैं इसके लिए हमेशा दुआ करता रहता हूँ कि अल्लाह ताला इसको इसके काम में बहुत तरक्की दे और जिस दिल से और जितने प्यार से ये दूसरों के लिए काम करता है। आई डोंट थिंक कि ह्यूस्टन में बहुत सारे ऐसे हैं देखो, लेकिन इसकी तरह जो काम करता है आई डोंट थिंक कि कोई कर सकता है। एंड ये बंदा जो है हर किस्म के इवेंट के लिए परफेक्ट है, चाहे वो रिलीजियस का हो, महफिल मिलाद का हो, शादी का हो, हिंदू का हो या किसी भी और रिलीजियस से ताल्लुक रखता हो। अगर आप इसके डेकोरेशन को देखेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि इसके अंदर कितना टैलेंट है माशाल्लाह। आई रियली लव्ड हिम। हमेशा मेरी दुआ है कि अल्लाह ताला इसको बहुत तरक्की दे इसके काम में और बहुत ही आगे बढ़ाइए इंशाल्लाह।
बिल्कुल। थैंक यू सो मच आपकी कॉल का। और शो के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे आज के आप? वो तो आपके
माशाल्लाह आपका शो बहुत अच्छा है, मैं इसको बाकायदगी से देखता हूँ एवरी संडे। और फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं आपको मुबारकबाद देना भूल गया, आपके 2 साल की जो एनिवर्सरी है आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो इस शो की।
थैंक यू।
आपके शो के लिए भी मैं दुआ करता हूँ कि अल्लाह ताला आपके शो को और तरक्की दे और कामयाबी दे और इसी तरह ये शो नेशन वाइड अमेरिका में चलता रहे इंशाल्लाह।
बिल्कुल दुआ में रखें। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दोस काइंड वर्ड्स। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
यू आर वेलकम लुबना जी। थैंक यू जी। अल्लाह हाफिज।
That must be wonderful. अच्छा, ये आपके अंकल तो मुझे बताइए आपके
ये मेरे चचा हैं.
चाचा.
By the way, when I said the 4 years ago when I started the business,
You look so emotional right now.
I was actually taking care of his daughter, Sarah Meghani, by the way, and it was her event that I was doing when I was approached by this decorator to buy this. So you know, hats off to Sarah Meghani and Feroz Chacha. He's my
That's wonderful.
Big time back supporter.
Yeah, I can tell how you feel right now hearing him. And
I do. He's like my father. My father is in Pakistan at the moment.
Okay.
And he's arriving hopefully the end of this week. But my chachas are great.
All right. Well, definitely that's very nice. We have another call right now. Assalamu alaikum. आप on air हैं? Okay. चलें, कॉल ड्रॉप हो गया, आप कॉल बैक कर लीजिएगा. हमारा नंबर है 855-886-6387 extension 4, and of course you can call in. And again, it's a very special show. 2 years being on TV1, having a show, and you know it's different than radio.
Yes.
Because you know radio can go anywhere. On TV you have to say something, you have to carry yourself. Anyway, I think we're running out of time. I want to thank you for being a part of my show, for coming out. Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. What message would you want to leave our viewers with?
I would say be positive and be optimistic, and choose Deco Art. We actually have everything in Deco Art, from photography to videography to DJ to henna artist to makeup artist, everything under one roof. Call us at 713-240-7171 and check us out on Facebook at Deco Art.
Okay. And how does it feel to be a part of Sunday Brunch?
I am so honored, believe it or not, with you. I've been a big fan of yours. I've followed you quite a bit from the radio station, so it's been great to see you actually over here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're about to wrap up the show again. आपको हमारे guest से बात हो गई. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you for those kind words you all have said about my show. I do want to thank Group Sari Palace for providing me this gorgeous wardrobe. और दुआ में ज़रूर याद रखिएगा. इंशाअल्लाह ताला अगले हफ्ते फिर मुलाकात होगी. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.